In this video we're going to look at advertising agencies, and in particular the role of the key account management within the agency. So let's look at the key account management. Well, first of all, the importance of the account management. Well, the account manager plays a key role in sales and the maintenance of client relationships. Clearly, the clients need a focal point. They need someone within the agency that they can relate to. And the person they relate to will be the account manager. So it's important for the clients to know who they're dealing with, and someone within the agency takes responsibility for that account. The aim of account management is to develop long-term positive relationships with clients. It's relationship management. It's the account manager dealing with the clients, building up a rapport with them, building up an understanding of their requirements, and they in turn forming trust with the agency and seeing the agency as reliable and empathetic to what they're doing. Positive client relationships will continue sales and will also develop more business opportunities. So developing a positive client relationship is important, and that, as I said, is done through the account manager in relationship with the clients. So what is key account management? Well, it's a strategic business concept and becoming widely used as a relationship management. So it is a strategic business concept insofar as it builds up long-term relationships. It builds up the reputation and the image of the agency amongst the clients, and it is seen as crucial for them to have the relationship with the agency because of its reputation, because of its past record, and also because of the care and attention they receive from the account manager. So it's forming a relationship between the clients and the agency. Key accounts are businesses and clients that are the most profitable for the organization. So the idea of the key account management and the key account manager, well, these are associated with the more profitable accounts on their books. This is looking at clients who have perhaps extensive requirements from the agency and who will therefore generate a lot of work for the agency, and hence, of course, a lot of profits for the agency as well. Key account managers manage the relationship of the key accounts. I mean, the language is self-suggestive here. The key account managers manage the relationship of key accounts. That's what those particular managers do. They are the link between the client and the advertising agency. So the nexus, the connection between the agency, the advertising agency, and its clients runs through the key account manager. So what is key account management? Well, the role of the key account managers, well, they manage the projects. Whatever the projects are that come into the agency, the key account managers manage those. They adopt the project, they look at what's required, they look at the resources that are required, and they look at the personnel and the equipment and the time, and they have expert knowledge of what is required, and they're able to feed that back to the clients and keep the clients informed about the progress of their particular job. They also coordinate activities. They ensure that there is smooth running. There's no bottlenecks within the agency that cause frustration amongst clients. They have to wait, or time slots are missed, or promised delivery dates are missed. So they try to ensure smooth running, good coordination of the activities within the agencies. And of course, they're looking at strategic planning. They're looking at what their own skills and competencies are. They're looking at the changing requirements of the clients and the changing nature of the markets that the clients are serving. And they are trying to position themselves in a place where they can address the changing role of advertising agencies. For example, they may want to place their products with television companies, or with radios, or with newspapers or magazines, but also with the internet. So they may want to be innovative, and they may want to look at a whole range of options, but it all depends on their expertise and what exactly is required by the product and the client that they are serving. It's building up relationships with the clients and trying to get long-term relationships so that there are return opportunities developed, that the clients will come back later on for additional work, and will bring more work into the agency. It'll establish the reputation of the agency, and it'll build up its client base. So the key manager here, the key account manager, is the person who will form those relationships and will talk to the clients and, in a sense, cultivate the clients so that the clients come to like the agency, rely on the agency, and that way the client base of the agency is improved. Of course, they must keep good records. They must maintain accurate records of requirements for clients, and also keep records over long periods of time, because they're actually building up a picture of the requirements of the clients and the type of clients they are, the types of requirements they've got, their interests, their backgrounds, their requirements, and what their preferences for the promotion of their own product. So it's important to keep good records on the clients. So when meetings have concluded, it's important that the key account manager records accurately what was said and what the reaction of the agency of the clients, I should say, what the reaction of the clients were to various suggestions, and what was welcomed and what was frowned upon, and so that the relationship in the future can be a lot easier. And over time, this relationship becomes easier because the key account manager knows what the clients want. They understand their backgrounds and their requirements. So keeping good records is important. And of course, establishing budgets and looking at the resources that are required. The key account manager must understand what the costs of the various inputs will be in developing a campaign, for example, a marketing campaign or an advertising campaign. They must have an idea of what the budgets are and what can be achieved with that level of funding, and must be able to indicate this to the clients, and indicate it openly and honestly, so that there is confidence and understanding on all parts, on all sides. They must be also capable of coming up with new ideas. Sometimes when clients arrive in, they want to discuss the previous, let's say, advertising campaign. But they also want now to move on to something new. They want to move on to the next campaign. And to that end, they want to have some sort of suggestions. Even at the initial meetings, they want to have some sort of pointer as to which way it could go. And the onus then is on the key account manager to come up with some ideas, and come up with the ideas fast. Sometimes come up with the ideas, as we say, on the hoof, during the meeting. Just make notes, but also seek advice and direction from the clients themselves. What would they like to see? And perhaps build on this and build scenarios that are able to go back to the clients and which will reflect what they considered as most appropriate. So it's important to have the capacity to come up with new ideas. It's not that these new ideas at the initial meeting are the ones which are going to be used at the end. These may be, in a sense, work in progress. These may be ideas which will in themselves generate further ideas later on within the agency, and then a more refined set of ideas can be taken back to the clients. Logistics, sales and customer support and marketing. Well, the key account manager must understand all of these. They must understand what the customer support will be, what the client support will be, and how the clients will be kept in the picture, how they will be informed about the way the agency is thinking about their work. The agency itself must be able to market itself, and it must be able to deal with the clients almost in a similar fashion to a company dealing with its customers. They must seek advice, feedback, must try and check the feelings of the clients regarding the products that have been produced. They must have an idea of how much to charge, the resources that are going to be committed to making this particular product, this particular, say, advertising campaign, and how it's going to be delivered. It may not be logistics in the sense of delivering something physical, but what's the time scale? What's the planning time scale from start to finish? How long will it take? And what risks are involved? What could go wrong? And factor those in and give a realistic time scale and try to work to it. The objectives of key account management. Well, build and maintain positive relationships with clients. Extremely important to have positive relationships, and these should be built and maintained. So it's the onus is on the key account manager to contact the clients on a frequent basis, not so as to constitute an intrusion into their working lives or to become be seen as intrusive, but contact them on a regular basis, keep them informed about work, invite them back to the agency and let them see how the project is developing, get their opinions and make them feel involved and creative as well, so that it's all a question of cooperation, and thereby, of course, winning their consent to work with various ideas, winning their consent to go down various perhaps quite innovative paths in terms of the development of the campaign, and forming the relationship, the customer relationship that we just talked about. It's important to gain competitive advantage over rivals, and to that end the account management system, the key account management system, should be able to outmaneuver other agencies, should have a creative staff, they should be very professionally organized, they should be capable of winning clients and maintaining clients and doing what is required to meet those requirements. And so doing, beat the competitors, build up their own client base. They should increase the loyalty and customer satisfaction. Over a period of time, the key account manager in particular should be able to contact, as I said earlier, the clients, form deeper relationships with them in terms of understanding their business, understanding what they want and how they'd like to see their products represented, what their corporate strategy is, where they want to be, what's their mission statement, what's their commitment to ethical organizations or an ethical organization. Where do they want to be? Building up a loyalty because the clients see them as supportive. They see them as supportive and being involved and being constructive and working for them and with them. So the customer gets more satisfaction and the customer is loyal to the agency, and indeed the agency is loyal to the customer. There's a symbiosis. There's of course increased sales volume as a result of all of this. There'll be more clients, more work, and the reputation of the agency will be promoted. And because of all of the above, there will be repeat purchases. The clients should come back over and over to have work over the years done by the agency, and the reputation of the agency should be enhanced by having even greater knowledge of the requirements of the customers, having history with the customers, and also having expanding books being increasingly spoken about within the industry, getting mentioned in the press, and having a higher profile, which will all lead to, of course, repeat purchases. So that's our talk about key account management and the role of the key account manager. It's an important topic within the discussion of advertising and this type of promotion. So it's well worth going across this, having a look at it again. It's not a particularly long video, so it may be worth running over it a few times, making your own notes and padding out your notes. But this is what the role of key account management is. And that's all we're going to deal with in this video, so let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.